Yo, just wanted to do a quick video on more of an opinion piece on BlackRock and kind of what I see as far as the direction of Bitcoin and where maybe we're headed over the next few months. Not financial advice, anything that I talk about in this video, but again, more of an opinion-based piece here. So I know you guys are used to doing a lot of news with me and watching the kind of weekly updates on news. This video will be just a little bit different from that. So jumping right in here, though, this headline on Forbes is stating $14 trillion earthquake, right? Fidelity and BlackRock are quietly laying the groundwork for the next Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto price bull run. I do believe that's true. I mean, there's a couple of factors that we're going to cover on this that kind of lead me to believe that BlackRock's going to continue accumulating, and Fidelity Investments being a company that just recently opened up crypto investments for mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum to all investors that has previously always been known as a stock trading exchange, right? So Fidelity Investments, we'll talk about them a little bit more here in just a moment. But this article says here the Bitcoin price has added around 70% since the beginning of the year as traders brace for a potential Federal Reserve U-turn, right? I talked about couple of videos ago on CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, and kind of what the Fed has planned for that. I do believe that the government is working to kind of mediate the whole inflation thing by pumping all this money into the industry, into the into the financial system as a whole. Over, I think at this point, probably around $400 billion is probably around what it's up to. I know for sure it was at 300 billion plus just the other day. So as they continue to pump money into the system, into the financial system, obviously that's going to create certain levels of fear, and lots of people are looking at that as a way for, yes, the government to try to fight inflation, but at the same time, you know, when you pump so much money into the financial system, all that's really going to do is it's going to hurt the economy overall, and it's going to call for a lot of people in the US and probably worldwide to demand a new financial system for the US, right? And so what are they going to fall back on? In my opinion, that's going to be CBDCs, right? Their own digital currency, and that's going to be their way of combating crypto, because I think they're starting to realize that Bitcoin, at least, is not going anywhere, right? The SEC and all the other divisions of government have nothing to, really no one to sue, right? And so they don't have a particular person to come after, right? With XRP, I think XRP is going to probably win this case. It looks like at least their president was speaking on that just yesterday, and how she believes that XRP is going to come out on top. And I truly believe that as well. And I think that's just the beginning of the lawsuits from the SEC. And XRP, I'm very bullish on, being that they've been testing their product, testing XRP with multiple different banks worldwide, and have been for quite some time. So we'll see kind of what's to happen with that, and if XRP is going to come out on top. I truly believe they probably are, okay? So with that U-turn that we just discussed here, amid the brutal crypto winter that's erased almost $2 trillion in value from the market, two of the world's largest financial systems institutions with a combined $14 trillion in assets under management, Fidelity and BlackRock are quietly expanding into the world of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and crypto, right? Hence the Fidelity Investments thing I just mentioned a moment ago. But moving on here, here's a quote from Larry Fink. He is the CEO of BlackRock, right? BlackRock being the company that owns a lot of the world. So what's he saying here? He's saying at BlackRock, we continue to explore the digital assets ecosystem, especially areas where that are most relevant to our clients, such as permissioned blockchains and tokenization of stocks and bonds. Okay, so he's saying here, very interesting developments are happening in the digital asset space, right? Obviously, they're pretty bullish on Bitcoin and the trajectory of it, as they've been a 5% shareholder in, wow, I'm drawing a blank, 5% shareholder in MicroStrategy, right? So MicroStrategy being the largest holder of Bitcoin in the world, they being BlackRock owns 5% of that company. I think it's like 5.5% actually. So obviously they're bullish on the trajectory of Bitcoin, and BlackRock being, like I said, one of the largest, actually the largest asset management company in the entire world. I don't see it being Bitcoin going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. And I do believe that with Bitcoin having only a limited supply, that factors into the $400 billion that's being pumped into the financial system, being that, you can only print so much money when it comes to, the US dollar. to them, the government, they can print as much as they possibly want. But when it comes down to Bitcoin, eventually all of the Bitcoins be mined, and you're not going to be able to, create more Bitcoin out of thin air, if you will, aka just kind of mining it on the blocks. And so with that being the case, Bitcoin holds a very large store of value in the sense that government cannot continue to print Bitcoin, right? Once it's up, once it's gone, once it's owned, right? You can't just keep printing it. And so I think that Bitcoin is very bullish for a lot of big companies for that reason. But it says here this is on Motley Fool or Fool.com. At the time when the entire banking system seems to be melting down, Bitcoin has somehow emerged as a potential safe haven for investors trying to protect their savings, which is 100% true, right? So wanted to show you guys a stat with that. If I could find it here. Yeah, so here's compared to U.S. Treasuries, gold, U.S. real estate, S&P 500, and there's a bunch of other assets on here that aren't mentioned, like oil and gold, that Bitcoin has outperformed year over year. Okay, so with that being the case, that Bitcoin's performance comparatively to all these other assets, including gold, including oil, is not even close, as it says here by this article. I think that Bitcoin's going to continue to have that store of value, right? You see the US dollar having all kinds of issues and the banking financial system having issues, but what you don't see is Bitcoin on a steady decline, right? We have all this news coming out on a day-to-day basis of government and media, mainstream media, trying to create and incite fear, in my opinion, to try to drive that price down to maybe BlackRock kind of squeezes in there and purchases up all the Bitcoin, and all that's going to do, if there's no more Bitcoin left and it's all owned, not financial advice, but what happens when supply goes down and demand goes up? Make your own assumption there, right? So moving on, though, here's a visual on BlackRock in comparison in the trillions, $9.5 trillion in assets as of March 2022. And this has actually only gone up since then, comparatively to Vanguard Group, UBS Group, Fidelity Investments, right? Fidelity Investments being the partner of BlackRock that is working to continue to push Bitcoin, continue to push crypto and digital asset space into a forward direction. So all in all, my opinion is I think Bitcoin is going to continue to be dominantly owned by your MicroStrategies, your, in this case, BlackRocks of the world. And what happens when that happens? Price is going up. So anyways, that is my quick piece on the week. I will see you guys in the comments. Hopefully like and subscribe, check out my shorts, and I do follow back. So if you want to find me on Instagram, follow me at, like it says here, Muse News Crypto. Please go ahead and do so. Also drop a subscription here on YouTube. I tend to subscribe back on YouTube as well. So hope you all are having a great day, and thanks for watching.